What's up, guys? Today we shall go over premium content. Oh yes, nice, nice, real nice. Today we're going over great nature, not just any great nature, the biggest of the bellies, big belly. So let's get it started. Um, First fight is against Messiah. Yeah, nice deck, deals a lot of damage. Plus, they went first. Now, this was very hard because my usual win tactic is to go with a nice monogammer stand 7,000, 5,000. I mean, not 7,000, 70,000 and 50,000 attack unit and attack for game. But in but the Messiah deck has real good ways of finish me on the grade 3 turn. So now I have to survive with all these grade 3s in my hand. So I try to get as many cards as I can to my hand. They have their plays with also Eagle Messiah and whatnot. But I have the look of the draw. I have to draw triggers. The drawing triggers. Honestly, I could have guarded that attack, but I didn't. That was stupid. I mean, I should have guarded this attack and let that attack go through. So I have more cards in my hand, but either way, it ends this turn. And Strido the Generation using the effect trigger to stride into Mana Garmer. Now, using Mana Garmer skill. Ooh, that's 2 drive and 20,000 power to the Rhino. So first, I'll call Crayon Tiger, Mini Belly, and Astute Professor, Big Belly, with 5 drive. No guard. First check, second check, critical trigger, all to Rhino. Fourth check, critical trigger, all to Rhino. Draw trigger, power to Rhino, and I draw. Now 3 crit with Rhino. 75k. Oh, looks like that heal trigger didn't help you out, my guy. PGs. I was like, okay, okay. 87 this time. And he cannot guard with grade zeros. When you can't guard with grade zeros, you're just done for the count. You already had 2 heal triggers out of deck. This was coming in at 3 crit. Let's see. For our next line of the gameplay, we're going against Tachis. Okay, let's go versus Tachi. At the beginning, I was like, why do they use this boy? Just use the V starter. Get some more cards to your hand. Like, they barely use this card skill. I chose to go second because I still have this boy for the on hit draw pressure. I just need to draw as many cards as I can, get all my combo pieces. So far, I don't have all the pieces. But I shall get there. For a minute I was confused because I was like, hold up, didn't he just attack? I took my eyes away from the screen for a little bit and was like, okay. But I'm still in a good position. So I still have the mouse boy, this to just go into like a whole new form. Like I have everything I need for a good solid turn. But in order to get like to that turn, I'm gonna have to survive this Anger Blader. Why they always gotta? Why Anger Blader so good, man? I'm trying to survive. I'm just trying to survive. So here comes this big giant boy coming in at 34k. As you can see from my hand, I have a nice way of just defending and winning. Nullified. Now it's time to win this final turn. Excel 1. Generation Stride. Managarmer. Then call, and call. Managarmer skill. First, second, third, all normal units. 40,000 power to the rear guard. Managarmer attack the Vanguard. Power to the power and critical to the rear guard. Power and critical to the rear guard. So now I attack for 89 triple critical. Now I stand 93 at the Vanguard. The good thing about me going with this for my opponent is that he has some ways to like defend himself. He can guard with his actual grade zeros, but it doesn't matter. Meta Garmer for the win. Usually sometimes I might get to a turn where I get to actually retire, um, pull off the Bigbelly skill to draw infinite cards. But this is it's good. You finished them on your first strike turn. It's good. You go second. So our next fight, our next and final fight of this will be a card fight that I would love to show y'all. Oop, putting this in wrong. Gotta look at the keyboard. Oh, so that was wrong. So let's go into there again. One of these days, I'm gonna get it right. One of these days. One of these days, I'm gonna get it right. I'm just gonna copy the name from the from it and get on with the final fight of today. So let's go. This final fight will be versus Prism. Now when I tell you, this might look a little bit of weird because I let them push me to 5 damage before I before I surpass my stride turn. But hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. I was just planning on finishing them on my stride turn, and in order to make sure they couldn't pull off heal triggers back to back to back, I just made push myself up to 5 damage. That way, they need to miracle heal every single time. This mini belly is so good because guess what? I can just search for this. The big belly. The biggest of bellies. They don't call him Big Belly for nothing. So this is the final turn the opponent has gotten. Just to spoil y'all. Because now we're almost done. We're almost done today. So the opponent was thinking about how to go about this. I'm just thinking, okay, I'm just gonna take the damage, take the damage, take the damage. I made I made a sort of risky. decision because I let the opponent push me to 3 damage and risk double crit. I wouldn't suggest to do that because that was just me being as risky as they come because I'm as risky as they come. So it's my final turn. I use Blusher Parakeet to add my Rhinos to him. And now I can get spicy. Calling Rhinos, Managar. Then I'll call my rear guard. Managarmer skill. Counterblast. Flip 1. Oh, look at that. 3 normal units and a trigger. So now my Managarmer will be going in at 4 drive. 4 drive. They PG the first one, which is kind of weird because why would you PG? Why would you PG the Vanguard attack? This was coming in at simple 2 crit. Like, here's the thing. When they PG the Vanguard attack, they still did. I think they didn't realize that Talented Rhinos prevents them from guarding with grade zeros from the hand. So now, every time this attack, they have to figure out a way to guard without the grade zeros. So as you can see, they thought they could guard with the grade zeros, which they couldn't. And now they have a whole bunch of normal units in hand that they have to guard with. Instead of just blocking with these trigger units and calling it a day. But even so, even with that attack, I would have just attacked Prism Image and would have been done. I attacked Prism Image with Astute Professor, got another stand, and this time they didn't have enough guard. They just didn't have enough guard to contend with everything. As you can see, the opponent is still trying to find a way to stop me from guarding wholeheartedly. Which is weird. I don't think they put the card that they put into the soul back into the deck. Then attack 2 times. You see, they got that heal trigger. So if I would have put myself to like 1 less damage, they would have been able to survive. Not today. I am winning all my matches. Not today. Pretty spicy, great nature plays. I wouldn't call myself skillful, but I am skillful. Since we're done so early, let's look at the deck profile. Let's go to the deck profile. Go to all cards. So we do use the V starter. 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal, simple. We use 4 of the Stride Father, 2 Pangolin, 1 Monoculus, just in case the opponent wants to try to guard with a Sentinel. I can mill a normal unit, be like, no Sentinels for you. You still staring down a big old attack. This is my backup for the Managarmer turn, but Talented Rhinos always comes to the end. I have 4 of these boys. On Vanguard, it's an on-hit draw. On Rearguard, when retired, you can countercharge 1. I just keep my resources in cycle. Pleasure Parakeet just to get my combo pieces like Bigbelly, the 2 Bigbellies, and the Talented Rhinos. Crayon Tiger for the standees. Measure Fossa and Spool Mary. Now I did this because not just because they get that extra 10,000 power, and I was like, okay, So I could go for these, or I could go for one of the weaker cars. Because none of these cars were actually like big. I could have went for this. Now this is where the spice is at. I might change. I might change this up. Replace this for this because that 10,000 power is good. But stopping a sentinel, way better. So we have the 3 big belly. Why need 4? I usually only use one of these. Only use one of these when I go for the final turn. We have famous Professor Bigbelly. Now, Bigbelly just makes the deck work even better. You retire your rear guards, you draw. Ardillo, retire as many rear guards as you want, draw as many cards off of Bigbelly. Just fire. So fire. Talented Rhinos, you pump this boy up to big power. The opponent can only guard with normal units and G guards. Just nice. Now, to finish it off, we have 3 mana armor, 1 Sunkalpa. Ugh, I never can pronounce that. 2 Ardillo, 2 Spangled, 2 Afnek. Now, this is for denial. This is for Kagero and all the other. This is for Kagero and Mirror Plays with Isabel. So you cannot retire me. I'm sorry, I'm not finna let you retire me because you're not stopping my plays. I want to play this game. We have Almirage. Most of the time I just use this for flip fodder. Just use this for flip fodder. We have the best boy in the deck, Barrel. Ooh, double Spangald into Barrel. Imagine that, double Spangald, then play Barrel, then ride another big belly. Now you have 5 units attack going in at like plus 16 power. Just fire. And then for the final unit. Well, not the final unit, because we still have one more, but this unit is in Cray Elemental. We have Zeros Dragon of Death Garden Zoa. Call this out with the Rhino. Call the Rhino out with this. Ooh. Ooh. That's death. Death Garden. And then our final unit, Air Elemental Luckthorn. This just to keep on digging through the deck. Good cycle. But that's all that I have for today. I hope I wasn't dragging this along, but this has been a fantastic episode of Cardfight Vanguard Extreme. Bye.